It's time to get in the flow
with Pastor Latiska Powell. Restoring the broken, torn, and seem to be forgotten people of God. Freedom to see yourself differently. Liberating you to become who you are. Opulence. Operating in the image of God. Wealthy. Born to live. Let's get in the flow. Come spend the next 30 minutes. Get in the flow. In the flow. The flow.
PM, and you already know what time it is. It's time to get in the flow. Today, we have an amazing guest. Her name is Angela Glamourous, and baby, she's going to teach us how to be happy, healthy, whole, and not just that, glamorous while we do it. Come on in, Angela.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. How are you today?
I am wonderful. I am humbled, honored, and I thank you for the invitation.
I thank you for even joining us. This is so spectacular. I know I was telling you backstage, I have gone up and down your page, just following little stuff that you do. And I will tell you this. I used to be a Mary Kay consultant. I don't know if I told you this. But I used to be a Mary Kay consultant. So I believe in self-preservation and teaching women how to preserve themselves.
Exactly.
So they can be exactly what God created them to be. The beauty, the splendor. You know, God made you a woman for a reason. So you got to attach all of that sexiness and that mysticism and all of those things. Make you a woman, baby.
I love it.
It just makes you a woman. It is beautiful to be a woman. You know, so often we are looked at, you know, they look down on women, you know, like women should do this and women should do that, and they should dress like this and they should look like that. And that's not so. You know, we have the ability to look, dress, and sound and do things, whatever it is we want to do. God gives us permission to do.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about Angela.
Well, my name is Angela Glamourous, and it's funny how I fell into the name. Because at the time, I'm pulling up the definition glamour, because a lot of people use the word glamour, but they don't know what glamour means. Because I feel that we have a glamorous God. Because all glamour means is it's an attractive and exciting quality. And we have a beautiful and attractive God. And we have a God that makes things exciting. And we have a God that is appealing. And I fell into the name at first because I was going through a divorce. And I couldn't use my maiden name at the time. And I was still bitter. I was still it was still rubbing me the wrong way. I didn't want to use my married name. And so one day I just was looking around and I kept seeing the word glamorous, glamorous, glamorous. And I'm like, I'm just going to start using the name Glamorous. I was in the middle of rebranding, like my name, my spa. And so it was just Glamorous just stuck with me. And then I wanted to take it a step further. I'm like, well, what does glamorous mean? Because anything I do, I want God in it. So that's where the name came from. I fell into the aesthetic world, the world of beauty back in 2015, I started working in a mall at a kiosk. It's called Flory Roberts by Miss B. She is one of the most beautiful people you will ever meet. She owns a kiosk in the mall. I don't know if a lot of ladies are familiar with Flory Roberts products and Color Me Beautiful. And I fell in love with makeup. I fell in love with making women feel gorgeous and amazing and beautiful. And it's something that I had actually shunned for years, because people that know me, I actually come from an apostolic background as far as a lot of people that are caught up in religion and not relationship. because there's such a big difference in having a religion or religious aspect in a relationship with God.
Amen.
And where I was, it was so caught up in what you have to take off. It's so focused on what you have to take off instead of thinking about, well, what do I need to put on to be close to God? Like, what about putting on humility? What about putting on love? Sometimes we can get so caught up in judging what somebody else is doing and thinking that we are so holy and thinking we got it all together that we just forget how to really be. Because it has nothing to do with we weren't allowed to wear makeup. It was no jewelry. There was no dating. There was no pants. Lashes. This would have never happened. This journey that God was taking me on, I know it was God. And let me tell you, at first when he was dealing with me, I'm like, this ain't God. Because I was in one way for so long. And he had to pull me out, and out of everything that I've been through, he has birthed Angela Glamourous. I believe that God has the purpose of me pulling women out of depression and pulling women out of brokenness, broken spirit, broken heart, just mindset, feeling worthless. And
let me ask you this.
Sure.
Because I've been a woman for a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that we can be some of the most judgmental creatures. That we tend not to see the beauty in another. We tend to just try to pinpoint everything negative. Why do you think that is so? I say it's because it's taught behavior, but I want to hear your opinion.
I feel like it is taught behavior, and it's also a learned behavior especially on TV, with all of these reality TV shows and seeing women be catty and seeing women judge each other and seeing women say, I'm the one, nobody else is better than me. And that is honestly,
I will say this, you got to feel like that now. I'm going to tell anybody. You got to feel like that. I don't know if you got to necessarily say it, but you've got to feel like it's only one me.
No, that I agree with. I mean, in a way where you're tearing somebody else down. In that way. Right. I believe wholeheartedly, I agree with what you said. We have to believe that we are the one. We have to believe that we are the only one and that nobody can do what we do like we can do it. But I think a lot of the behavior is learned. And I also think a lot of it is insecurity, because a lot of us are not secure with who we are and with how God made us. And with that insecurity, we tend to try to make ourselves feel better by tearing someone else's character down or tearing someone else's appearance down. And somehow we feel like that builds us up and makes us look better, but it really does not. It doesn't.
Every woman. Is it Whitney Houston and son? I'm every woman.
Yes.
I can be the reflection of every woman because I have lived such a life. You know what I'm saying? I can look at the lows of the low and the high and the high. I've been there, I've done that. I've been that. I've been that chick. I've been that chick. And so you may not want to be that chick all of your life because you have to grow. But at the same time, I cannot tear you down. And I know that if I was with you at my lowest of lows, I'll see you again at my highest high because you're following. I've ascended before you're ascending with me. And that makes me just be kudos in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have a zeal for my sister. I have to have a zeal for my brother. I'm the type of woman that'll walk up to a man and be like, baby, you look good. You dress short.
Right.
Today, I don't know. Right. Who told you can come out in the streets like this? And people say to me, well, why are you so bold? Well, you know what? People have a tendency to tear you down out loud in public. So why can't I build somebody up out loud in public?
Right.
Why can I not tell another woman she's beautiful? Oh, you have beautiful eyes. And think about it. How many women get that on a daily basis? We are so busy loving until when somebody else wants to post some love on us, you don't even know how to receive it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to know how to receive. You got to know that it, without a shadow of a doubt, you are the imagination of God, baby. And somebody is seeing the glamorous, opulent God in you. You know, your presence is magnified because they honoring the God in you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of life. When you can get, and it took me so long to get there. You know, it took me a long time to get to, you know, women look the way that they look. A lot of women look the way that they look because they don't know how to look any different. They have no imagination, no one to lead them, guide them, you know, hold their hand. We have so many people, especially in the church, you know, we'll talk about people, you know, why she got this on, why she got that on. I don't care what she got on because God is looking at her heart. She knows where to come.
Exactly.
You know, the clothes will come together. You know, and this is 2022. I can't expect her to dress with some all the way down to the floor. And, you know, we got it going on. We got it going on 2022. I'm telling you now, we got it going on. We can look the way we want to look. We can pick the wigs we want to wear and makeup. We can do all of these grand things. I don't want to stop anybody from being their authentic self, from, you know, looking in the mirror and noticing. Why the focus on makeup? Why not clothing or hair to look good? Well, all of that goes together. What you think, Angela?
I absolutely think it goes together. And for somebody that was bred in an environment, I was there for almost 20 years. And there were some days where I was so sad and so depressed with my appearance. And I'm like, at first I thought that was the way. And then after a while, I'm like, God, do I really have to look this bland? Like, do I really have to look this boring? And then I'm like, God, I know you have greater for me. And I'm like, how is anybody going to follow me when half the time I don't even want to follow myself? If I saw me, the me from 15, 20 years ago walking on the corner and I'm like, God is good, I'm going to be looking like, ooh, he must not have been good to you today. Because
Angela,
and I had to get
look,
out of that.
I'm gonna give this quick one.
Go. Okay.
I had a bishop friend. We on the phone talking, and he said, "You know, I was doing the collaboration with another pastor." He said, "I had to stop because all his people look like slaves." He said, "I don't work like that." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah. You know, God is an opulent God. God is a beautiful God. All his people look like slaves. I can't go out with him and do nothing." I said, "Say no more." You know, you have to represent the kingdom.
Exactly.
You know, in the kingdom, there are many expressions. There's not one. God did not make us to pattern anything or anybody, but itself, you know, God's self. So when you connect to your God self, because it's not nothing outside of you, the God is in you. But what is the God or goddess in you saying? Exactly. You know, you got to listen to your guidance, your inner guidance.
Exactly. You have to
tell us about this holiday. Oh, come, finish.
No, go ahead.
Tell us about this holiday drawing you're doing.
Well, the holiday drawing I am doing, at first I was starting out doing it just for Thanksgiving. But what I wanted to do is for clients that have been so supportive over the years, just coming consistently. Every client that has been coming, I'm entering their name in a pot. So the next 2 weekends, when you're booking an appointment with me, I'm putting the name in a pot, and I'm going to do a huge holiday drawing for all you females are amazing. We're all amazing. But there's going to be one amazing, lucky, blessed, glamorous winner of this drawing. And I want to give them a day of pampering, because as women, we forget about ourselves. We put everybody first and we forget about ourselves because we have so many roles in life. So I just wanted to just sow into somebody and bless somebody this season.
Now let me ask you, how would you glam us up?
I would glam you up. I consider this the mind, heart, the body, spirit, soul. I glam you up in the mind because I am an inspirational speaker. You can book me through the website. I love to empower women, to let them know you can bounce back from the lowest point in life. And also talking to you about speaking daily affirmations to yourself, because words are powerful. We must speak life and beauty into the souls and into who we are, right? Because the soul is the makeup of who we are. Well, I can glam up your life with makeup. I do makeup. You can book me for weddings. You can check out my social media pages and my website to see my work. So I love to do makeup. I love to do facials, glamming up the skin. Skincare is a huge thing for me, because you have to feel good about what's here before you can put the icing on the cake, right? Because you can bake a cake, but if the cake don't taste good or look good, then the icing is nothing, right? So we want to take care of.
All right, Angela, we got to take a break.
Yes.
We got to take a break, y'all. We'll be back in a moment.
Greetings, I'm Larita, host of So What's the Problem TV show. It airs Thursdays at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. I conduct interviews and I spread awareness. If you follow my page, you'll get the notifications and you will never miss an episode. A cheerful heart is good medicine and laughter is good for the soul. Thanks for watching.
Yep, I'm an author, Sandra B. Come meet me December 3rd in Southfield, Michigan. Yep, I'm an author. Admission is free. Details below.
All right, everybody. I'm so excited that you came back. This is a tip. Angela was just talking about affirmation, speaking to your soul every day. The one thing about affirmations, words are very powerful, but until you give thanks and let it be so in your life, it's just words. Come on back in, Angela.
I'm back. So I feel like affirmations
All
are
right,
so important.
Affirmations are very important, but until you give thanks and let them be so, a lot of times you can say something all day. You know what I'm saying? You can just talk to the God's phone. That's like praying. I don't understand prayers that say, Lord, if you see fit, or Lord, do you think, or Lord, you know it's your will, but he gave you free will. So now if you go into God in prayer saying, Father, this XYZ, I give thanks that you opened the door, created the way of my escape. You have made all these things possible in my life. I thank you for loving me unconditionally. I thank you for giving me just the time for you to hear my voice, this intimate moment that I have with you. For this, I give thanks and I let it be so that you know the numbers of hair on my head, you know my name, you knew my name before my mom knew my name. All of those things are gifts that you don't learn that in church. You don't learn that. You find that out in life by, searching for who you are. And once you get in contact with who you are, and you understand that who has been with you your whole life,
right,
that is the most magnificent thing that you could ever encounter. Everything that I've been through, my eyes have been your eyes. You have endured all of this long suffering with me, and you love me, and I still wake up and I still have a heartbeat, my blood is still rushing through my body, and all of these things are still happening because of your grace and mercy. Lord, I thank you. How do you not be grateful? To be able to inhale, exhale, blink, hear. All of these things are like really real miracles that people don't even understand. I was in church one time. This guy said, Pastor said, stand up. I want y'all to sit down. And so everybody sit down. And so he said, you want me to tell you what that was? That was faith. It was faith that the chair was going to be there. No, it was faith that you could stand up. See, faith is something that you know going to happen. And see, until you get in the land of knowing something is going to happen, you lack faith in that thing. You got to know without a shadow of a doubt I could stand up. You got to know without a shadow of a doubt I'm going to be able to bend and sit back down. You got to know these things. And that's knowing the spirit in you. And then we talk about affirmation and affirming things, but until you know a thing, you understand? You can say it all day, but do you know it to be true? And have you given thanks? Have you even opened your consciousness up to receive it? You got to receive the gift because heaven is at hand now. It's not later. You can wait for later, but why? That's a candy. Eat now. Where is Angela located? City and state?
I am located in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay. Now, have you been there your whole life?
I have not. I have not been here my whole life. I've been in the state of South Carolina for a while. I was actually born in Berlin, Germany. My dad was in the military. When he retired, Darlington, South Carolina is home for them. I just transferred my position. I teach aesthetics. So I teach in Columbia, South Carolina.
Amen. So you're teaching other young ladies how to preserve themselves.
Yes. And I absolutely love it. I enjoy every minute of it.
Now, I was telling our producer, Angela B, earlier, my mom didn't teach me how to preserve myself. She taught me about soap and water, wash your face, brush your teeth, and put some Vaseline on it.
Right.
Look, my mom put Vaseline on everything, okay? It's everything. You cut yourself with some Vaseline on, okay? But I did not learn about really preserving myself and taking care of myself and having that intimate space for myself that self-love, putting lotion on and taking long baths and lighting
Mm-hmm.
incense and being alone with yourself. I didn't learn a lot of that until I was in my late 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn how to date myself because my mom had raised me, that that fairy
Uh-huh.
tale myth, that fairy tale myth.
Uh-huh.
So I had to get out of the fairy tale because life is not a fairy tale. Life is what you make it. You can make it a fairy tale, but at the same time, you've got to learn who you are. You've got to experience who you are so that you can be the grandest of experiences for someone else. Are you showing up?
Exactly.
Are you showing up the way you want somebody to show themselves to you? Are
You.
you being that, oh, I love and adore you to someone, but you want them to do it for you? And how does that work? I don't know.
Exactly.
You treat people where you want to be treated. And for some reason, and God, again, God does not get upset about it. He does not get upset about it. Some people are just created to be that submissive type of person, and whatever my husband says, and that I this, that, and other, and I got to get permission. And at some point in time, you got to put your big girl panties on, and you got to be grown, and you got to know what you like, and you got to know what you want to do, and you got to know these are things that you have to know for
Exactly.
yourself. And if he is the man for you, he knows exactly how to bring that thing together with you. You know,
Exactly.
because he's a man of his own wits and ways. And so you're not trying to recreate him. You're appreciating him for who he is. And you bringing the thing together so that it all
Mm.
works together for the good of God. Okay. I thought we had another question, Angie. Angie trying to trick me today. Oh, Lord. Okay, Angela, is there any other thing? Oh, I'm going to tell you this. We just had a show with Dr. Beckwell. No, let me say, let me think. I don't want to mess up her name. Hold on, let me get to my notes. And because you're an inspirational speaker, I'm telling you this, okay? I am telling you this because Dr. Blackwell, she is doing a collaboration. 365 authors. It's called 365 Joy 365, I believe. So it's a devotional page. She is a #1 international best-selling author, and she's going to help us promote the book and everything. So that may be
Awesome.
something that you may be interested in, and I'll make sure I get you the information. That is another show. We kind of had some bloops, but guess what? Angie B is the best in the world to me. She's the best. She knows how to put it together. Okay. She knows how to put it together, but I will get you the information
I
because
would
it
appreciate.
sounds like something that you could really be a part of. Because I understand, and I'm gonna say this about God too. I think once we really find God in ourselves, because we are the kingdom, and we can have anything in the world, but we first have to find it in ourselves. If you never see it
Exactly.
in yourself, you could never see it manifested. I don't know why people don't see that. You are the kingdom, you are heaven, you are all of that. You've got to find it in you so that you can see it in reality. So the people around you. I love that you are no that you reinvented yourself after your divorce. Praise God. I know that's right. Now let's talk about that. We have a few minutes to get that in. Tell us about the transition of transfer. I call it transformational love. Going from loving one to loving, oh my God, who do I mess around and love the most? You know, listen,
To
you
reinvent
tell us.
my reinventing myself was definitely an adventure, and it still is, because I had to shift all of the love, and I think a lot of us as women do that. We pour all of the love that we have within ourselves into somebody else, and we're not loving on ourselves, and we're not loving ourselves. So I had to learn to reinvent and love myself again. I had to learn to love myself for who I am. I had to learn to know that I am not worth less, but I am worth it.
And priceless at the same time.
Priceless, exactly. And also, a lot of women, we compare ourselves to diamonds, but I wanted to dig a little deeper and compare us to rubies, because the Word of God says, right? Our
Girl,
works are beyond rubies, and I researched it, and most rubies are worth more than diamonds. Because I'm like, God, why do you compare us to rubies and not diamonds? But rubies are actually worth more than diamonds. And then
do
I
you
think
know
about how, yes.
Reverend Dawn was just on here, and that is her one of the things that she does. She has the gym, and she teaches women that they are more. Yes, more,
Wow.
baby. She just taught the same scripture. Baby, we in the flow for real, because honey, her spirit just jumped in the broadcast. I got to call it.
Wow.
Yes, she just said the exact same thing. And I, growing up, we just do not get that growing up. We have to find that out. We have to find out how unique we are. Do you know the word holy means unique?
Ooh.
So when you read Matthew, and Matthew says, "Be ye holy, for I am holy," most people won't even look in the mirror and say that they're holy, because they won't even admit their uniqueness.
Mm.
I am unique. I am who God created me to be. I'm so apologetic towards you and your imagination of me and what you think of me. God thinks of me perfectly. I am God's masterpiece. I may not be your masterpiece, and I hope one day, by our interaction, you will be able to see God in me. And that's the only thing that you can hope for, that in the long run, they'll be able to see the God that was in you, that was present with them.
Right. Exactly. I love that.
Well, Don, I appreciate you for coming on to the show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure that you go back, rewind, get the information, because Angela wants to glam you up. Okay? Mind, body, and soul. That means one. All things are one. Everything combines mind, body, soul. Wusa. I am one in all those things. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about what the flow is. Freedom to see yourself differently. L, liberating you to become who you are authentically. O, opulence, operating in the image of God. And W, wealthy. We are born to live and give. We are for life, baby. Love you guys. Have a beautiful, blessed, amazing evening.